What if the moment that broke you was actually the moment God began building you? The Bible shows us again and again that God often hides his purpose inside pain. In Genesis 37:12-28, Joseph is betrayed by his own brothers, stripped of his identity, thrown into a pit, and sold into slavery. No warning, no explanation. Yet what looked like rejection was God relocating him into position, preparing him to save nations and the very family that wounded him. In Exodus 2:11-15, Moses makes one irreversible mistake, kills a man, and runs into the wilderness thinking his destiny is over. But God uses those silent years in the mountains to train him, shaping his character, teaching him the terrain, and preparing him to lead millions through the same desert to freedom. In Esther 4:14, a young woman faces death simply for existing, unaware that God had already placed her in the palace, turning fear into courage and positioning her for such a time as this, to save an entire people from destruction. In Ruth 1, Naomi flees her homeland empty, grieving, and bitter, believing God has forgotten her. Yet through loss, God is writing redemption. Ruth marries Boaz, is restored, and becomes the great-grandmother of King David and part of the lineage of Jesus Christ himself, as recorded in Ruth 4:13-22. What felt like the end was only the setup. What looked like delay was divine design. Romans 8:28 reminds us that God works all things together for good, not just the joyful moments, but the painful ones too. If this encouraged you, subscribe, like, and share for more reminders that God isn't done with your story.